Hello and a very warm welcome back to Huw's Nursery. So at the moment it's mid-August and we've got some comfrey. This is Bocking 14 comfrey and it's growing around the place. But as we're moving towards more sustainable and more permaculture type methods of growing food, I think comfrey is basically one of those plants where you've just got to have loads of. And one of the things we want to do is grow a whole load of comfrey, and then we're going to scythe it and then use that as one of the mulches on the garden, and also use it to make compost and also comfrey tea. And I'm going to be doing experiments to see if these have a positive impact on the health of the soil and also yields of plants that we're growing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig this up and I'm going to show you how to propagate it. With comfrey you can get up to 3 cuts a year, and what I like to do is either use it as a mulch or add it to the compost, or you can put the leaves in a rain barrel and these will break down, giving you a concentrated liquid feed. So as you can see, we've got quite a lot here. So these roots are great. They're great because the established roots enable both root cuttings and divided plants. You can either shove a spade down the middle of this and divide it, or you can break it apart like so. But what we have here is, if you want to make a lot of comfrey plants, then the best thing to do is actually cut the roots up. Now if you cut them into about 2-inch sections like so, each section here will hopefully, because comfrey is so good at especially Bocking 14, it's so good at reproducing itself. If we plant these into pots, these will all hopefully turn into their own plants. And then again with this, I'm going to see if I can break it in half. Yep. So then I'm going to plant these two and we'll get 2 plants out of this. The root cuttings can either be planted into root trainers or pots. It's completely up to you. If there's enough time in the season, then put them in root trainers for easy transplanting, and then just make sure you add enough soil and then you give them a good water, and you can leave them outside to grow. For the divisions, it was straight back into the ground, and the best time to do this is either late spring or early summer if you want established plants sooner. This is because it allows enough time for the root systems to fully develop, and then come next year they will almost be as big as a parent plant. If dry, then give them a really good soaking, or plant just before it's about to rain. I then planted a bunch on this bank, and it's all about growing as close as possible to where it's needed, in order to reduce the effort required to transport the cut leaves. Just literally 2 or 3 days after planting, and as you can see, the comfrey is beginning to sprout again. So that's a very simple way to propagate comfrey, by either dividing the plant or taking root cuttings. So good luck with all of your plants, and as you'll see over the next few months we'll be using a lot more of the comfrey because there'll be a lot more plants, and the goal is to not have to rely so much upon compost to feed the soil. And because we don't keep cows anymore, it then means that we don't have as much manure to put straight onto our raised beds. So we're looking at alternative ways to feed the soil so we can get better yields and better productivity from it.